We're in some strange area now. It took me, folks, it was a long trip to get here. Okay, Bumblebee, we're gonna have to work together if we can survive. I sure hope this one can talk to me. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. And we're at as Larry mentioned, we are in a different location to film this month's videos. And first up for our Legacy United run this month is Bumblebee from Transformers Animated. As you can see here, tries to capture some of the look from him that was made famous from the live-action films, but also do its own separate thing so it doesn't have to maintain continuity with the live-action movies. This Bumblebee in particular is really a hybrid of the two, since his alternate mode is more aligned with the original Generation 1 version than the modern versions attempt at a Camaro, but it retains kind of the sports car-esque paint job. In the Transformers animated cartoon, Bumblebee is actually voiced. His voice actor is Bumper Robinson, also known as Larry C. Robinson II. He's done a lot of voice acting roles, such as being in a season of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and was also Black Lightning in Batman the Brave and the Bold, and got to also voice War Machine in The Avengers. One of his earliest appearances in live action was that he was the role of Zammies in the long-forgotten science fiction classic Enemy Mine. So, I guess he seems somewhat destined to be around with aliens, as he was an alien child in that film, and he's gotten to voice a couple of Transformers, because he also in the series voices Blitzwing. So, quite an interesting little tidbit with that. Now, this version of Bumblebee, I should say, early in his career wanted to be a member of the Autobot Elite Guard. He joined the boot camp, but really didn't fit in with it very well. So, it did take him a while to finally learn the ropes and eventually learn what it does take to be a hero. Now, we're going to take a look at Bumblebee's accessories. He's got two of the same, so we'll just look at the one. He has a set of two-piece Stinger weapons, because they do come apart. The first piece is this trans-clear rocket. And I just dropped it on the floor. Thankfully, I don't need Larry for that. I'm pretty dexterous with my legs. This kind of looks like a little booster rocket or an old 1950s style ray gun when looked at from the other direction. At least now you see where it went. And then we have these Stinger pieces. They're molded in a trans blue plastic and they are painted silver. They're apparently to help give the impression of him using his weapons in a certain manner, as depicted on the show. Since you saw how he was posed earlier, how he could use them together as two separate guns. But also, if we get this reconnected back in, we'll show a couple other options that you have. You can always turn him around, and his guns can be inserted onto his back. So you can pretend that that's like a rocket pack, or that gives you a way to store his weapons. So that is kind of a neat thing. Okay, and I should also point out for this next thing, the stingers do have a difference. I'll turn them to the side and you should be able to notice. This one has a post protruding out of it, whereas the other one does not. So do bear that in mind if you are looking for a loose one. We'll separate these again, because these need to get connected together. Like that. And we can do his stinger attack by bringing his arms up like so. Open up the side hatches. Fold his hands inside before closing them back up like so. Then they kind of want you to rotate them so they're at an odd angle. Rotated them the wrong way. They should go like that, because the arms bend inwards like so. And then you would attach the stinger piece onto the outside. Or at least that's the way it's supposed to be, but mine doesn't seem to connect very well. Let's try this again. There we go. And now maybe we can... Nope. Still doesn't want to connect on mine, but... oh well. Alright, let's take a look here at Bumblebee's articulation, and his is pretty good for a character of his size. The head can turn from side to side, and it is on a slight ball joint, but it's more jointed on the inside, so it will rock up and down a bit. His arms can be raised up about so high, and he can rotate his arms partially at the shoulder. Not all the way, this is as far as they can go, because there's a bit of plastic here that does restrict where they move. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees, and unfortunately he does not have a swivel at the bicep. That's a disappointment. Bumblebee's here at Joe Fest and he can't do G.I. Joe Battle Grip. That sucks. You can twist him around at the hips so you can get some dance moves going there. You can spread his legs apart into a full splits. He does have a very good thigh cut. You can raise his leg at the hip 90 degrees, and he will bend at the knee 90 degrees. He also has some slight articulation at the ankle. So I guess that makes up for some of what he doesn't have. I guess beggars can't be choosers. Alright, my friends, let's get Bumblebee transformed into his alternate mode. The first step is we take his arms and we're to rotate them so that the door-like feature faces outward towards us. Then we come down here to his chest. You're going to raise up the driver's compartment. It'll fold over and fold his head into his back. And now as we lay him down here like this, we're going to open up his legs right here. Those open up. Then you'll come down here to his feet. And we will fold in his heels. Before then folding his feet into his ankles. As you'll see, that's starting to form the front of the car. And now we're going to turn him around. And we'll start to rotate these side pieces so it brings the wheels down so they face the ground. Then once you got that done, you'll come in here to these panels, fold in the kneecaps like so, before finally bringing them back down. And then, of course, once you have them down, you will press the legs together, or just fidget them together. Once you've got it done, then you'll take him here at the waist, and you're going to turn him around like so. So now once you have him like that, then you can come here to his back. You can fold it upwards. Shift his legs down a bit so it does allow the windscreen to totally come around. As you'll see, there's a couple of posts here at the bottom of the windscreen, and they connect right here onto the hood of the car. Just exactly like that. And now we're going to take his arms, and we're going to straighten them down, and then swivel them towards getting inside the car, just like that. And of course, now that we've done that, we come around here, open up these panels, and fold his hands in. But you leave the panels open, because we're then going to fold these up and kind of adjust the elbow as well as you fold it up and bring it into place. There's a little post that's protruding out of here, and it should line up inside of the car. And that's along with the elbow slinking inside, because you can see there's one right here along the back fender, and it should connect, or at least help hold on to, the running board. Now quit popping the windshield free. We might make some progress. Alright, and then once we got that done, we'll come back here, fold down the basic section of this area. Fold out the rear bumper before you go too far. And then make sure to bring it all down. There are posts alongside the rear bumper, and they should fit into slots behind near the wheels. And then there you have it. Bumblebee is in his alternate mode, which kind of looks like a VW Beetle souped up. I mean, it kind of looks like he's got a spoiler here, but more noticeably, he has a red police light on top of that black line. And of course, for added fun, you have his weapons reattached. You can plug them into these holes here on the sides. Okay. How well does Bumblebee roll on this fancy table? He rolls pretty good. Should definitely keep a child entertained for a while. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of this version of Bumblebee? I don't think it's a bad version of Bumblebee. And of course, especially if you missed out on getting the original version of this toy so many years ago, this is a new chance to pick one up. It's a pretty good toy. The only thing that I really don't care for on it was the stinger attack feature, mainly due to the fact that it's not working well on my example. Now, this may or may not be true for all of them, so I ask that you take that part of my review with a grain of salt. I may have just been handling it wrong, because I'll admit I do make mistakes. I'm not perfect. If we want perfection, that's what he's for. But all in all, it's still a good toy, and I do rather like it. And that's my review of the Legacy United version of Animated Universe Bumblebee. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content we feature on this channel, I would appreciate a like, a share, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Plus, also fans, don't forget that this month I'm also partaking in Cobra Convergence 8. So on Sundays there will be a Lego build shown off, so please do catch those as well. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.